Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? It's me, Mr. 4K Upscaler. Before I do this video, it's going to be like a two-part video. The first part is going to be me showing you a couple of things that you need to know before you are able to connect your HDMI to 3 different HDMI inputs. Okay, only 2 of those are HDR. The ARC one, the third one, doesn't support HDR. That's only for the return audio for your home theater, return signal, whether it's Dolby Digital, DTS, it's the ARC. But the first 2, HDMI 1 and HDMI 2, there's a couple of things you will need to do before you can enable HDR. Okay, so let me show you that really quick. Okay, we're gonna use my handy dandy remote. Which is a cell phone remote, but it gets the job done. So on this instance, I'm gonna go to HDMI 2. That's where my Xbox One S is connected. So what I'll have to do, I'll have to click on the HDMI mode, and then I'll have to choose which one would I like, 1.4 or 2.0. Make sure you select 2.0 because I do have high-speed 2.0 cables. Okay, I think I got like 7 or 8. I might have 10 2.0 high-speed HDMI cables. So I'm gonna click HDMI 2.0, and then we're gonna go back. We'll do the same thing for the HDMI 1. You can also rename it if you like. You can do that. Okay. Keep it on 2.0. And then move it back, and then we're gonna go back home, and then I'll switch to my Xbox One S. Forza Horizon 3 should be on HDMI 2. Okay, there it is. However, the first thing I'm gonna have to do here on HDMI 2, where my Xbox One S is at, I'll have to exit out of this. I'm gonna have to go to the settings, go to the video output, and now you see the HDR, it's allowed. So now the HDR is good to go. Okay, let me get my low light. I'm pretty sure some of you who already have this TV know about it, but for those of you who are thinking about buying this TV, I think it's very important that you understand this, because you might get confused. You plug in your HDMI 2.0 cable and then no HDR. Where is the HDR? Right? That happened to me. I was like, I have HDMI 2.0 cable. What's going on? You know how on Samsung you have to turn HDMI color out? Well, you have to do the same thing here, except you have to switch to 2.0. Don't leave it on automatic. Switch to 2.0. Leave it on 2.0. And only 2 HDMI inputs support HDR. The third one is the ARC. It doesn't. Okay? So that's how you enable HDR. Now, you can have your PlayStation 4 Pro and Xbox One S running on HDR without switching back and forth. Okay, so we're gonna go to Forza Horizon 3. Somebody recommended that I turn the color to 80. He said that Jolster G, I know who Jolster G is, even though me and him had some fights in the past, but it's all forgiven. You know, I don't hold a grudge. I'm a Northerner, man. I don't hold any grudges. He said that he left the color at 80. I haven't checked out his videos yet. I have to check and see what he has done. But he said to leave the color at 80 and it looks better. Actually, I have to agree on it. It does kind of look more outlined. Because you guys have to remember, this TV, even though it has a wide color gamut, but it's not a wide color gamut that it's like 3 billion colors compared to Samsung KS8000. The reason you're paying a higher price for Samsung KS8000 is because of that pure, full, blown out wide color gamut, billions of colors. Wide color gamut means the ratio of colors. How many colors does it have? Samsung KS8000 has billions of colors. So therefore, thanks to the quantum dot technology, these nanocells, quantum dot technology that's built into it reproduces more color. Therefore, HDR combined with 1000 peak brightness nits will always look better on the Samsung KS8000 because of that 1000 over 1000 plus peak brightness nits with quantum dot technology. However, the only thing that Samsung dropped the ball on was that edgelit. If Samsung didn't go with the edgelit, if Samsung went actually with full array local dimming, I guarantee you that Samsung KS8000 would be la creme de la creme. It will have the perfect deep dark levels, and then that contrast of peak brightness and wide color gamut. For the life of me, I don't understand why Samsung hasn't done that already. For the life of me, I don't understand. But anyway, that's the whole other subject for another matter. All right, so it's been 6 minutes. Now let's go and let's continue this. I'll have to turn the HDR on because remember, I was switching back and forth. I'll have to turn the HDR on once we go on the game right here.
Welcome back, boss. There was a rumor about a barn find that we
All right, so here we go.
Would you like me to set a route there for you?
Let me turn the HDR on. Let's go to hold on a second. Let's go to the settings. Let's go to the video. Hold on. I don't see the HDR. I'll have to restart the game to get the HDR. I'm sorry, guys. So let me restart the game. Remember, because the game was already running while I was switching the HDR. So I'll have to restart the game, and then we're gonna turn the HDR on. Okay. All right. So I'm restarting the game. It should be HDR. Let's see what happens. You'll probably see some reflection of me pretty soon as the dark screen goes in. There I am, right there. See, it says HDR right there. See, now it's HDR on. Pretty cool. It has a big letter. It says HDR. You cannot miss it, man. It's kind of cool.
Welcome back, boss. There was a rumor about a barn find that we haven't investigated.
All right, so the HDR, it's on right now. So we're going to check it out and see how it works a little bit. Now leaving color on 80. Now see, this is HDR. There will be a difference. There'll be a different settings now because we are in the HDR mode. So what I'm gonna do quickly here is I'm gonna go. Hold on. Let me first turn down the volume because I don't want to get blocked by the music. Okay, so dark HDR, no. We're gonna go with the normal, bright, dark. Let me see. Bright is too bluish. Normal, dark. I don't know. Let's just leave it on normal for right now. Picture size automatic. Okay, let me see. Let's go to advanced picture settings. Okay, local contrast. All right, let me see here. Medium, low, off. Is that better? Yeah, we'll leave it on high. We'll leave it on high. Now let's go over here. So backlit 100. Here's the thing. When it comes to HDR, honestly, this is my golden rule. When it comes to HDR, these three things I never mess with. Here, let me show you. Oh, come on. When it comes to HDR, this right here, I never mess with this. Backlit, brightness, contrast. These three, you have to leave it alone. You cannot mess with it, okay? Reason being, it's because that's what HDR needs. It needs that backlit and contrast at high. Now, brightness, you don't want to mess with that. I would leave it at 50 because you don't want to crush your deep dark levels. Sharpness here, 20. It's fine. But what about color? Somebody told me turn the color to 80. I think somebody recommended. That's what Jolster G did. So let's see. Looks like he was right though. Color at 80 on HDR on this television definitely looks better. And the reason being is probably because this TV, even though has a wide color gamut to support HDR formats, however, it's not a wide color gamut with like billions of colors. You know what I mean? Samsung KS8000 has billions of colors. That's why it's highly recommended for the HDR of that peak brightness and huge wide spectrum of colors that it has. But for this TV 80, yeah, I agree on that. Okay, so finally we agree on something, man. Yeah, definitely. I agree on that. I would leave it at 80. Let me bring my camera a little bit closer if I can, like this, so you guys can see a little bit better. Alright, I don't know if this better like this. I have to say this is a good upscale, man. This is definitely a great upscale. I like what I'm seeing here, you know. This is definitely looks great on the Xbox One S. But of course, you know, I do notice like lack of textures on the Tamrac on the road. I understand that. But it looks pretty good, man. For the Xbox One S, you know, it's not bad. You know, HDR and the 4K upscale definitely adds to the experience here. There's no question about that. That's me right there. This is inside a car. I moved my camera a little bit closer so you guys can see a little bit better. Okay. To you, it might look a little bit bluish, but to me, it's a gray. That's just the way the camera works, you know. Here, let me move the camera out a little bit. There we go, like this, so you guys can see a little bit better now. So yeah, I mean, color at 80 for HDR, I definitely would recommend that. By the way, this was recommended by Jolster G, not by me, but I agree that it should be at 80. You know, it makes sense for this TV. It definitely makes sense. You know, hold on a second. There's something else I wanna do. By the way, I am using my remote like this. This is one of the coolest things ever, man. It's so easy and so seamlessly better to navigate. And I mean, it's like seamless. Like it's very fast. Let's go to the settings really quick. Let me see. Normal HD, bright HD, dark HD. You know, let's keep it at dark. I like dark HD. You know, it's not bad. Okay, let's let me see. Accessibility, advanced picture quality. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna have to move the color to 80 again here. Let me move the color to 80. So yeah, this is better. Warm. You know what? I'm starting to dig the warm temperature. It's better than that UV blue light, man. I hate that blue light. Game mode. Dark HDR. Hold on. Brightness, leave it as it is. Sharpness, I don't know if I should mess with the sharpness here. Let me see something. 30. Nah, honestly, I keep the sharpness. You know what? I would move the sharpness even further down. Hold on. Let's move the sharpness even further down here. 20, 18, 15. Let me see. What do you guys think? Should we leave the sharpness at 15? 17, 18, 19, 20? Let's try 15. I don't know. 15 seems reasonable. I don't know. Let me drive a little bit. Let me see how does a 15 look. It doesn't look that bad. It doesn't look that bad at all. Hold on. Let me move my camera away a little bit. I guess you can leave sharpness at 15. It'll work. So from 20, move it down 5 notches down, leave it at 15, and the color at 80 definitely. And make sure you use the HDR dark with the warm color. You know, the warm color definitely adds to the picture quality, because if you leave it on even on standard, on normal, when you leave it, it's still that blue UV light, man. It's just, it hurts your eyes. It's not good for your eyes. The warm color is definitely better for your eyes. You guys can do that research. Why do you think they're wearing these orange glasses when they're like competing and playing video games? There's a reason for that, because of the UV light that can damage your retina and give you headaches and nausea and all sorts of stuff. You'd be surprised. But yeah, I'm digging this. This is pretty good for HDR right here. This television definitely has a good upscale. I can tell you that just looking at it right now. It has way better upscale and the response time than the Vizio, man. So it's a good balanced TV for a variety of different things. So let's go through this one more time. TV brightness, leave it on normal. Picture mode, it's dark HDR. Picture size, automatic. Let's go to advanced settings. Local contrast, keep it a high, because you want the local dimmings to be all 73 zones. Backlit 100, and brightness 50, and contrast 100. Those three always have to be like this. Sharpness, I felt 15 was good. It's like 5 notches down from 20. Color 80, this is something that's recommended by Jolster G. And I kind of agree. For the HDR on this television, 80 definitely adds to the color pop. It's not oversaturated. I know you guys are thinking, oh, but it's going to be oversaturated. No, it's not. You know, I thought it was going to be oversaturated, but it's not. On the Samsung, you don't want to do that, because on the Samsung, you know, it has billions of colors and it's a full wide color gamut TV. So there, you don't want to oversaturate that. But here, you can go to 80. 80 is fine here. Color temperature warm, it's just better, man. Using the warm temperature, it's just better for the television in general, because you don't want that blue UV light to strain your eyes. You know, it can make you sick, honestly. That you can have a nausea, you can have migraine because of that blue UV light. Google it, guys. Do some research, and you will see exactly that's the case. So that's pretty much what I'm rocking right here. So you guys can try this out if you want, and you know, let me know what you guys think. You know, I'm always open for suggestions. You know, I mean, I'd like to try things out too. I want to see what you guys are doing. You know, see your suggestions. Here comes the blizzard now. But this is pretty good, man, for the Xbox One S. You know what I mean? This white console here, this little tiny console, Xbox One S, definitely has proven itself that, even though it's not that powerful, but it's still proven itself that it can hold its own, you know. And of course, once the Xbox One X comes out, that's where it's truly going to be bananas. That's where Yeah, especially for some of you who have never tried like a true native 4K and on an HDR, like this game's gonna be, oh, I already know how it's gonna look because I have a PC, but I can tell you, man, it's just you guys gonna be in for a treat this November, man. I'm telling you. You see, it's like it looks more natural. You know, the colors look more natural and better here. I like it. It's pretty good. Hopefully you guys pause the video and write these things down, because if you don't write it down, then you're gonna have to ask me again how to calibrate, how to use these settings again. But here, I'll do it one more time for you guys, so that way you guys don't have to ask me again before the video ends. You make sure you pause the video here. Okay, pause the video and then write this down. All right, dark HDR, picture size automatic. Go to advanced picture settings, dark HDR, local contrast high. Remember, local dimmings. Backlit 100, brightness 50, contrast 100, sharpness 15, color 80, and color temperature warm. So there you have it. Make sure you pause the video here and write it down. Hopefully you guys have paused the video. So there you have it, guys. That's the end of this video. Mr. 4K Upscaler out. I mean out for real.